What's going on, family? Welcome back to Israel's Movie Reviews. What's up, guys? I've been misty for a while now. I know took a little hiatus, had a lot of personal things to, handle, and I'm here back giving you one of my favorite movies, a review of one of my favorite movies of all time, and this is gonna be a review to No Country for Old Men, and man, it's hard to believe that just about 15 years ago, this movie, I feel like, revolutionized modern Western films with this film back in 2007. The Coen brothers, to me, are revolutionaries. No Country for Old Men was widely considered to be one of the best films from this duo, these brothers, and it would go on to not only garner all this attention, but it went on to win best picture, the best score, best director, best supporting actor, and the best adapted screenplay at the 80th Academy Awards, which was a big deal even to this day. This movie was adapted from the novel of the same name by Cormac McCarthy. This movie, basically, in a short summary, was a Vietnam veteran played by Brolin stumbles upon $2 million in a suitcase, and he's pursued by an assassin, the most terrifying assassin, I think, on screen ever, played by Javier Bardem. I think this really put him on the map. And he's hired to retrieve this fortune while a retiring sheriff, played by the legendary Tommy Lee Jones, attempts to track them both down. This is one of those movies that have an ensemble cast. This movie never gets boring. It stars the aforementioned, Brolin, Javier Bardem. It also has Woody Harrelson, one of my favorite actors of all time, Kelly MacDonald, and Stephen Root. And this is one of those movies that definitely has you, from the opening credits. This movie has you in your seat. It's just one of those films, especially back then in 2007. It's one of those films that grabs you and doesn't let go. The thrilling aspects and the tension in this film will really draw you back. You're like, wow, there's so much tension and so much pain and so much death. And I can think of more despicable villains, and I can think about more despicable movies that I viewed, especially in the past. But this is a stretch for me because I was really tired of gratuitous violence, right? But this film, all the violence that occurs in this movie, although honestly it's not that much, it's for a reason. At least it's something. The scenes here are very graphic, very fast-paced. There's a lot of deaths of innocent people, perhaps. Also, deserving people. I guess I should, one day go ahead and read the book, which I never did. But in this film, you definitely get this airy feel. You feel like death is around the corner. He's in the air as a compressor, and I'm curious, even to this day, to see what, other movies Javier Bardem gets into. Also, even the movies that the Coen brothers eventually direct. Bardem in this film is definitely a presence. He's the muscle of the film. In a lot of ways, he's the heart of the film. Of all the scenes that will stay with me is the one that, the hole in the wall in the gas station when the first coin is pretty much flipped. It's one of the most intense scenes and well played out scenes that you're ever gonna see in a film. That scene right there, you could tell, took so much thought. It was very precise, and you could tell the man in the gas station, Jesus Christ, he was petrified, and the way it was acted even gets you more invested. Not only in the character, even though the character wasn't really a major character, but God, you fear for his life. And all of the scenes in the movie, they stay with you. There's been So much commentary about this movie. Obviously, this movie's over 15 years old, and all I can say is that watching this isn't an accident. You know what I mean? It's one of those films where you put on, you just can't take your eyes off of it. You know, it's crazy. You know, this is it's one of those movies that puts you to think about life in general. It's like, you know, there's a message to this film, and in my point of view, it explains, you know, there's no symmetry to life. You know, many people are gonna have their cliches, their sayings. You know, try to do your best. If you don't do your best, you're not doing nothing. What goes around comes around. But in reality, you know, the metaphor in the film with the fall of the coin has no bearing on the way that things end up happening, right? The way the cookie crumbles eventually. There's no right or wrong to the fates of this men or women in the film. You know, no justice. Opportunity seized may lead on to fortune or death. And that's what this movie primarily is about. You know, only children expect things to be fair, right? In general. And once you actually get older and you figure out this thing we call life, you know that nothing's fair. And all we have is a date, right, attached to us at the end. So, this performances in this film are absolutely outstanding. There's nothing even to talk about when it comes to the performances. The performances were all top notch. All you're gonna have is interest, and you're gonna be thoroughly entertained with this film. Go check it out. I recommend this movie highly. If I was to rate it today after watching it maybe a handful of times, it would always be up there. I'd give it always a 9.5, you know. Yeah, I know, might as well 10, right? But 9.5 because, you know, there's certain gripes I had with the film. I felt like Josh Brolin's character was a little underused at times. I felt like some of the things he did were a little outlandish. But this movie, not to spoil anything, go check it out. It has one of the best endings in a film like this, and you're gonna be amazed. Go check it out. With that, I give this a 9.5, and let me know what you thought in the comments. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to debating you if you don't agree that this movie is a 9.5. All right, so good to be back. Look forward to hearing from you guys. To the next one, don't forget to subscribe, notify, share this video with people. I look forward to seeing you at another one.